Hello everyone and welcome to our online discussion regarding English syllables. So in this video, we are going to learn what a syllable is and what are the different elements or components of a syllable. At the same time, we are going to be discussing how to construct a tree diagram, and we are also going to learn about phonotactics and phonotactic constraints. Now let us begin with the definition of a syllable. So a syllable is a phonological unit that is composed of one or more phonemes. At the same time, it is represented by the symbol sigma, which consists of an onset and a rhyme, and the rhyme in turn can be divided into a nucleus and a coda. So now, what are the basic elements or the basic components of a syllable? So when we say syllable, ano ang dapat may ara dira? So let us begin with the most important or the compulsory na part or element of a syllable. When we say compulsory, meaning a syllable must contain this element, and that is your nucleus. Please take note that a syllable must contain a vowel or a vowel-like sound, including our diphthongs. So the nucleus usually, this is represented by a vowel sound. So this is the loudest, most prominent position within a syllable, and it is considered as the most sonorous part of a syllable. Next, there are many syllables which have one or more consonants preceding the nucleus, meaning there are instances wherein sa isa ka syllable may ara multiple consonants before the vowel sound or the vowel-like sound, which is your nucleus. And these multiple consonant sounds are called syllable onset. So again, when we say onset, this refers to the segments that come before the nucleus. Next, we have what we call the coda. The coda, on the other hand, this refers to the different segments that come after the nucleus. So please take note, the nucleus is the center of our syllable. This is the most prominent na element of a syllable. Before the nucleus, we have different segments or different consonant sounds. We call them your onset. After the nucleus, we have a consonant or multiple consonant sounds, and we call them your coda. Now, the last element of a syllable is what we call your rhyme, which can be spelled as R-H-Y-M-E, or sometimes other books would spell it as R-I-M-E. So both spellings are correct. So when we say rhyme, this means it's a combination of your nucleus and a coda. So as a recap, the basic elements of a syllable, we have your nucleus, which is compulsory, meaning importante gid nga ara permi ang ato nucleus. We also have your optional elements. We have your onset and your coda. And then we have what we call your rhyme, which is a combination of your nucleus and your coda. Now let us look at an example of a tree diagram of two words. We have cat and the word sing. So please take note that every time you construct a tree diagram of a syllable, you always need to represent it with the symbol sigma, and one sigma represents one syllable. For example, sa word na cat, how many syllables are there? Only one, cat. The same thing with the word sing. There is only one syllable present. So first is your onset for the word cat is the symbol or the phonetic symbol K. Next, the nucleus, which again means the vowel sound or the vowel-like sound in a syllable. And the nucleus in the word cat is represented by the symbol ash, a. And the coda, or ang final na sound in the syllable, or final consonant sound, is represented by the symbol T. So in the word or in the syllable cat, your onset is represented by the symbol K. Your nucleus, which is your vowel sound, is represented by the symbol ash. And your coda, which is your final sound in the syllable, is represented by the symbol T. Next, for the word sing, since there is only one syllable, so isa lang ka syllable tree or isa ka tree diagram ang aton himuon. Our onset is S. It is represented by the symbol, the phonetic symbol S. Next is S, I, I. We have short I sound. And ang aton nga coda or our final consonant sound in the syllable is represented by the symbol eng or ang ng. So this is how you construct a tree diagram of a syllable. Now let us look at another example. This time, let us look at the internal structure of the syllable sprint. As you can see, although there are multiple sounds or multiple phonemes in the word sprint, we only have one tree diagram because there is only one syllable in the word sprint. So as you can see, let us try to look at the different phonemes present. So we have your phoneme S, P, the R, the short I, N, and T. So, as mentioned earlier, the nucleus is the element of a syllable which is compulsory. Meaning, hindi pwede nga may syllable ka nga wala ka sang nucleus. And in this case, our nucleus is represented by a vowel sound. And the symbol is represented with, or is represented by a short I symbol. Next, we have here the onset. So again, the onset refers to the different consonants preceding the nucleus, meaning before the nucleus. So what are the phonemes before the nucleus? We have S, the phoneme S, the phoneme P, and the phoneme R. So as you can see, there are more than one consonant sounds or phonemes. So we call these as consonant clusters. Again, both our onset and our coda can consist of more than one consonant. And again, SPR here is an example of consonant clusters. Next, we have our coda. The coda, on the other hand, refers to the consonant sounds that come after the nucleus. And in the syllable sprint, our coda includes the phoneme N and the phoneme T. This time, let us talk about the different types of syllables. So we have two. We have your open syllable and your closed syllable. So what is the difference between the two? So let's start with open syllable. So open syllables, these are syllables that have no consonant in the coda position. Again, open syllables have no consonants in the coda position. So most likely, ang tsuraya sini kung may onset, it is followed by a nucleus, then that's it. Wala na siya coda. Nag-end lang kita sa nucleus or sa vowel naton. On the other hand, when we say closed syllable, these are syllables that have at least one consonant sound or consonant in the coda position. So, ang possible nga tsura sa aton closed syllable, it could be nga may ara siya sang onset. Then, of course, may ara gid dapat nucleus because it's compulsory. And then, the coda is present. Again, for open syllable, no consonant in the coda position, whereas closed syllable, there is at least one consonant in the coda position. This time, let us look at different examples of open syllables. Now, we have the word me. Me is composed of only one syllable. And in this case, there is no consonant after the vowel sound E. Another example is the word open. Open is composed of two syllables, O and pen. But let us focus on the first syllable, O. In this case, wala kita sang, or we do not have an onset. We do not have a consonant sound before the nucleus or before the vowel sound. And at the same time, in the syllable O, sa word nga open, there is no consonant sound after the nucleus. Yes, there is a letter P after the letter O or after the sound O, but then again, pen is another syllable. Take note that an open syllable always ends in a vowel sound with a long sound. Now let us look at the different tree diagrams for our previous examples, me and open. Now let us look at the first example, me. So this is an example of the tree diagram of the word or of the syllable me. So our onset or our initial consonant sound is the phoneme M. And then we have the nucleus or the vowel sound, which is long I. Then if you look at it closely, there is no coda, meaning there is no consonant sound right after our nucleus, which means that this syllable me is an example of an open syllable. Another example is the word open. So the word open again is composed of two syllables. So O and the syllable pen, open. So since there are two syllables, of course, we are going to use, or we are going to, represent it with two different symbols of sigma, meaning duwa ka syllables. But we are not going to focus on the second syllable. We are going to focus sa first syllable because we are talking about open syllable. So again, as mentioned, a syllable must contain a nucleus. Pwede nga wala kaya onset, pwede nga wala ka coda, but hindi pwede nga wala ka nucleus. And in this case, in the first syllable is O, and it will serve as our nucleus, and it is considered as one syllable. So again, it is considered as an open syllable because there is no coda right after the nucleus. This time, let us talk about closed syllable. So a closed syllable is a syllable where the vowel is closed by a consonant, so it makes a short sound. For example, in the word cat, so our initial sound is k, our vowel sound, which will serve as our nucleus, is a, and after the nucleus we have the consonant sound t. Again, it is a closed syllable if there is a consonant sound right after our nucleus. Other examples of closed syllables, we have men, in, of, cup, rock, catch, and grass. Here, let us look at the tree diagram of the word cat. So again, cat is composed of only one syllable. So, isa lang ka tree diagram or isa lang ka syllable or sigma. Now, the first or the initial consonant sound that we have is k, represented by the phoneme k. Then our nucleus or our vowel sound is represented by the symbol ash, and the word cat has the final sound or consonant sound t. Therefore, this syllable is composed of an onset, a nucleus, and a coda. So based on our definition, a syllable is considered as a closed syllable if there is at least one consonant sound in the position of the coda, meaning right after our nucleus. This time, let us have a short activity. I want you to get your notebooks and try to answer this activity on your own. So you may pause the video if you need to. So now what you're going to do is you're going to draw a tree diagram to illustrate the syllabic structure of the following transcribed words. So we have 5 different words. We have bless, leaf, smile, painting, and summer. Please take note kung pila ka bilog ang syllable sa isa ka word, amo man na ang kadamuon sang tree diagram na himuon nyo. For example, in the word bless, there is only one syllable, meaning isa lang ka tree diagram. However, in the 4th word, which is painting, there are 2 syllables, pain and ting. This means that you're going to create 2 tree diagrams for this word. Now, if you're done, let us check your answers. For the first word, we have bless. So again, only one syllable, so only one tree diagram. So our onset, we have the phoneme B, the phoneme L. Our nucleus, which is our vowel sound, is represented by the symbol epsilon for e, and our coda or our final consonant sound that comes after the nucleus, we have the phoneme S. Next, for the word leaf, again, there is only one syllable, so our onset is the phoneme L. Our nucleus is represented by the symbol for long I sound, and our coda is represented by the phoneme F. Next, for the word smile, again, this time there is only one syllable. So, isa man ka tree diagram. So, our onset, we have an example of a consonant cluster. So, meaning when we say consonant cluster, a combination of 2 or more consonants in the onset or possibly in a coda position. So this time we have a consonant cluster in the onset position represented by the phonemes S and M. Next, our nucleus is represented by our diphthong I, and our coda is represented by the phoneme L. Next, for the word painting. So there are 2 syllables, pain and ting. So duwa man ka syllabic tree or tree diagrams. So for the first syllable pain, our onset is the phoneme P, our nucleus is our diphthong A, and our coda is the phoneme N. Now for the second syllable, our onset is represented by the phoneme T, our nucleus is short I, and our coda is eng or the symbol for NG. Next, we have the word summer. This time again, there are 2 syllables, so duwa man ka tree diagrams. So for our first syllable, we have sa. So our onset is the phoneme S. Our nucleus is our inverted V. And then we do not have a coda, So sa is an example of an open syllable. Next, in the second syllable, we have mer. Our onset is the phoneme M. Our nucleus is our schwa. And our coda is the R sound. This time, we have a consonant sound right after our nucleus, meaning the second syllable is an example of a closed syllable. Now let us go to phonotactics. So what is phonotactics? Phonotactics is the study of the ways in which phonemes are allowed to combine in a particular language. Now, what about phonotactic constraints? So when we say phonotactic constraints, we are talking about rules and restrictions concerning ways in which syllables can be created in a language. So these constraints or permitted arrangement of sounds, they tell us what sound sequences are allowed and are not allowed in a language. So meaning class, when we talk about phonotactic constraints, it tells us nga hindi tagali pwede kapag gusto lang combine sang lain-lain nga sounds in a language to create a syllable or to create a word. So in the English language, there are specific phonotactic constraints or there are specific arrangement of sounds nga pwede lang naton gamiton. Now, what are these phonotactic constraints or allowed or permitted arrangement of sounds in English? So, ang pinaka-basic, we have vowel. Ang V na di class represents a vowel sound. C, on the other hand, represents a consonant sound. The second one is we have V and C, meaning it's a combination of a vowel sound followed by a consonant sound. Examples of words, we have the word on. So, ang first nga sound nga mabatian naton is O, which is a vowel sound. And the second sound that we hear is N, which is a consonant sound. The same thing with the word at. A, which is a vowel sound, and T, which is a consonant sound. Now, we have here the word out. Please take note, class, when we are studying phonotactic constraints, hindi ta magtanaw sa spelling sang word. We have to listen to the sounds produced or present sa isa ka word. For example, in the word out, yes, may ara duwa ka vowels, your O and your U, but if we listen to it or if we try to produce the sound of the word out, ang first nga sound nga mabatian ta is our diphthong aw. Aw is a diphthong and it is represented by one vowel sound followed by ang aton consonant sound nga t. So of course, ang sina is aw, vowel, t, consonant. Next, we have vowel, consonant, consonant. Next, we have consonant followed by a vowel. If you look at the example, we have here the word shoe. Again, please take note. Although ang shoe have the word shoe has multiple letters, again, if we are studying phonotactic constraints, hindi ta magtanaw sa spelling sang word. We have to listen to the sounds present sa ina nga word. So, sh. The first sound nga mabatian ta, sh, sh, is represented by the long S symbol. And the second sound that we hear is the long U sound, shoe, shoe. So now, how many sounds do we have? Or how many phonemes do we have? We only have two. The first one, your SH is a consonant sound, and ang long yuta is a vowel sound. Therefore, we only have a combination of a consonant and a vowel. Next, we have consonant, consonant, vowel. We have an example here. We have the word spy. The first sound that we hear is the S na sound. S. Next, followed by the P na sound, or the phoneme P. And the last is I. So we have our diphthong. So how many phonemes do we have? We have 1 consonant, 2 another consonant, and 3, our diphthong is a vowel. So we have C, C, V. Next, we have CVC for consonant, vowel, consonant. We have CVCC, CCVC, CCCVC, and we have CCC, VCCC. This time, let us have another activity. So again, please take out your notebooks and let us answer an activity regarding phonotactics. So kindly disregard the instruction above. What you're going to do here is you are going to identify the phonotactic constraints present or used in the following words. So the same lang sa ginimo ta sa previous nga slide. So you may pause ang ining parts ng video, and then you copy the word, and then you copy the transcription, and then sa tupad you write the phonotactic constraint. Now, if you're done, let us check all of your answers. So for the word bless, so we have B, B, which is a consonant, L, another consonant, E, which is a vowel, and the last sound is S, which is another consonant. Next, we have the word leaf. The first is L, which is a consonant, E, which is a vowel, and F, which is another consonant. Next, for the word smile, we have S, which is a consonant, M, which is another consonant, our diphthong I, which is a vowel, and L, which is a consonant. Next, for the word paint, P for consonant, A, our diphthong, which is a vowel, N, another consonant, and T, another consonant. The last one is the word plant. P is a consonant, L is a consonant, your ash, which is a vowel, your N, consonant, and T, another consonant.